Hi guys, Jay Smith here, welcome to the AskGolfNut channel and welcome to the videos which won't get hardly any views at all, and I really don't know why. Today I'm going to be asking you to pop in the comment section your opinions on different things, and in my hands I have got the Cobra DS Adapt Max K, which is their 10K option. And I really don't understand why people don't watch this content more, and I really don't understand why people don't buy Cobra clubs more, because their irons are exceptionally good and now their drivers are really good as well. This one is going to be the most forgiving one. This is Cobra's 10K max option. So this is absolutely going to be for the golfer, targeted towards the golfer who wants to keep the golf ball on the planet when they don't hit the middle. And remember, I will be doing my heat map testing where I whack this all over the face and see how much ball speed you do get dropped off, etc. And also how much distance is dropped off when you don't hit the middle. And I'll also be doing my 3 different swing speed, 80, 95 and 110 miles an hour, knee withholding if it does, to see how well this works at 3 different swing speeds. This time of year where this video is going to be released is a certain major time of year, and we are at a certain hole. Again, comment below with what hole we are on. We do have the hot face, Cobra's idea of trying to keep ball speed across the face. Again, we'll test that one later on in the heat map. But the main thing on this one, obviously got carbon to try and move weight, and that weight is at the back. You've got a big weight bar at the back, underneath that you can't see, and of course you've got that 10-gram weight at the back there, trying to keep MOI as high as possible. I have this in the Unicorn shaft. I have this in the Tour AD Graphite Design DI6 Stiff Flex for the people that care. Reason why this is a Unicorn one, because they say this is one of those high launch, low spins. Again, it's shaft. I'm not really too fussed at all. Looks down by the golf ball, absolutely you can see properly all carbon fiber, all stealthed out black, even though I'm not allowed to sell stealth because someone's already done it. Oh, what a lovely miss hit to start with, but then that's testing the old 10K idea. Right in the meat of the fairway, and will it roll down the hill? Oh yeah, look at that one, wowzers. Yeah, that is a bad strike. 108 miles an hour as I warm up. We've got a club path and face to path, very good, very 0-0. But we have 6 millimeters heel, which is not bad whatsoever. 1/4 inch off the middle, not bad at all. However, 14 millimeters low, which I can assume you can guess that that's not good at all. But spin profile is at 2,700. So considering how low on the face that was, and that was very low. That's done exceptionally well considering. Now, carry's at 260 yards, so we have lost a little bit of carry because launch is now down at 11.5 degrees, and because you have roll and bulge, etc. That's what normally happens. You hit it low on the face, it launches lower, spins up a bit, but that's not too bad considering. There was no or very little in the way of tilt axis applied to the right. Normally when you hit low on the face, and especially slightly low heeled that was, you normally have a little bit of a carve off to the right. So that is really very, very good. 280 yards in total, and we are on the fairway. So let's go give it another go and see if I can hit it a little bit better this time and see if I can get a little bit further down there. It's just lovely. It feels just properly solid, stable. Oh, good driver. Oh, here we go. We are witnessing the fairway. And this is what it's going to be like when they're playing this hole. If you go up there, that's going to find its way back down the hill. Club head speed, 109 miles an hour. Club path is 0. Face was open by 1 degree, that's it. 3 mil toe, 7 mil low, so still slightly low on the face. Backspin's now at 2.5, so only a couple hundred RPM difference. Carry's now up by 10 or so yards because of the better strike, but 291 yards in total, but 7.5 yards offline. As you can see, that was fairway. Well, by the time it's finished, all parts of the same fairway. It feels really, really good. Now, I'm not normally a great fan of the whole 10K idea, no different to the old AI this and AI that. Everything at the moment in 2025 and 2024 also has either been max this and 10K that and AI this and AI that, and you do get a little bit sick of it after a while. But from a stability point of view, from hitting it not in the middle and it feeling, that just feels really stable, like properly stable for not the greatest of hits. It just works really, really well. Like, that is terrible. Like, in a world of bad, that is bad. That's low heely feeling and face open. And oh, here we go. Same thing with the fairway again. as it rolls down. Club head speed 110 miles an hour, near enough fully warmed up now. So club path was basically a degree, 0.9 across, and face was 2 degrees open. There you go, there's the 2 degrees. That would normally obviously make it disappear off to the right, etc. 12 mil heel, 4 millimeters low. So that is not middle at all. And that's finished 15 yards offline. That is it. That is fairway. Fairway, fairway, fairway at 282 yards of fairway. It's really quite good even when you don't hit the middle, and that's nowhere near middle. Remember, when it comes to forgiveness, guys, when it comes to this whole 10K idea or forgiveness in general, the golf club does not know where target is. If you're going to deliver in a face 2 degrees open, 5 degrees closed, 5 degrees open, whatever, the golf club itself doesn't know where target is. Your job is to apply the face somewhere to where you want the ball to go. If you mishit it, then that's the job of the 10K. That's the job of the forgiveness, to make sure that golf ball goes where you basically point at the face. And that's where I pointed the face, and is exactly where it went, considering that was not a nice strike. It's a very, very stable, very, very nice feeling driver, considering I'm not on it today. I mean, that's fairway, and I'll take that all day long, especially when you're not striking it out of the middle. Oh, it's just good. That was me. I mean, the face was open, but it does not make a difference. It just feels great. Cobra, you've done really well on this. I mean, look how bad that was. Club path was good. Club speed's 109 miles an hour, basically warmed up now, but look at that face. 2.6 open, so I told the golf ball go to the right slightly. 6 mil low, so again, not ideal strike, but it's fairly good. I mean, 1/4 inch low, 0 mil toe, so it's very, very good, really. 267 yards of carry, 286 total distance. Spins again at 2.7 with the open face, and that's 16.5 yards offline. Again, fairway. I really like this driver. I was going to stop it then, but I want to have another go. I'm enjoying hitting the Max K, the Max 10K, because it is fun. I mean, that is, every single one has hit fairway at the moment, and I have not hit it well, how I see hit it well. Either strike's been okay, but face has been open, or face has been okay and strike's been poor. Either one has not been good, and I've still hit fairway after fairway. I really like this, I really do. We'll give it one last go before we go to the numbers side. I mean, it's hilarious. The first time when I get my strike and face bang on, and it's just still fairway. And going down the fairway sideways. Oh, this hole's ridiculous. Club head speed 110 miles an hour. We've got club path and face to path 0-0. There you go, 5 mil low, 6 mil toe. So within very small amounts. There is the middle finally. 271 yards of carry. Spin again at 2.7. So again, the spin profile is remaining remarkably stable, considering I have hit some weird and wonderful strikes, and then also face opens and face zero. But it's working very, very well. A little bit too much spin for my optimum. Obviously, we're looking at 271 yards of carry. So we are losing around about 10 yards or so from optimum, but considering if I was hitting a lower spin profile driver on today when I'm not feeling it, shall we say, I don't think I'd be hitting fairway after fairway after fairway like I've just done. This new DS Max K driver from Cobra is mighty darn good. Right, let's go hit all over the face, a bit more like we've done at the moment. Let's try and keep face control a bit better though. Let's go get a heat map to understand of how good this golf club is when you don't hit the middle, how much ball speed you lose when you don't hit the middle, and also how much distance you lose when you don't hit the middle. Also, let's go capture the 80, 95, 110 miles an hour data, and let's go see how good this Max K driver really is. All the shots now hit with the Cobra Max K driver. This is a 9-degree driver, which I have hit at 9 degrees that you saw on camera just earlier. But now I've done the tests for the 3 different swing speed, the 80, 95, 110 miles an hour, and also the heat map data at 10.5 degrees. I tried to do with all of the heads to try and make sure I keep all the data as accurate and as consistent as possible, and so that we'll be able to see how well it works to the 3 different swing speeds. If I do it at 9 degrees for the 80 miles an hour swing speed test, it will just basically fall out the sky because we won't have enough launch and spin to keep it up in the air. So on the screen you can see I've got the 3 different swing speeds. We've got the red is 80 miles an hour, the yellow, which is 95, 95 miles an hour in the blue, which is the full-on speed 110 miles an hour. Carry off the 80 mile an hour one. The red is 188 yards, peaking up at 21 yards in the air. Descent angle is 30 degrees, nice and shallow, and spin is, let's round it up to be as kind as possible, 1700 RPM, launching at 15.5 degrees. Even though that's launching really well, 15.5 degrees, 1700 RPM is not enough spin to keep the ball in the air. Foresight has a tendency, when you're talking about ultra low spin, to have a slightly massaging effect on driver distances, and of course 1700 RPM, anyone knows about spin, that will potentially just fall out the air. All you'd need would be a breath of downwind for the lift of that golf ball to fail and it just fall out the sky. So absolutely, I'd be wanting to go to a spinnier head or a more lofted head. Again, 10.5 degrees, you can have this in multiple lofted heads, and you have got that wondrous adapter, that Future Fit 33, with 33 different locations that you can set this thing to set your custom fit just perfectly. But if you go to the yellow, which is the 95 miles an hour swing speed, we've got the carry now at 234 yards, peaking up at 32 yards in the air. Descent angles at 38.7, so actually a lovely number, 38.7, because it's under 40 degrees. That's going to come into the fairway and bounce and roll for quite a while. Spins now up at 2.3, which is a much nicer spin profile, and launching at 15 degrees as well. So 234 yards with all those numbers, 95 miles an hour is absolutely wonderful. Of course, this is swinging the way I swing, and of course we'll look at the club head data in a sec. And of course, if you do swing slightly differently, that generates more spin at a slower speed, that the red could possibly work better. But for my swing, how it will see in a sec, 95 mile an hour is the butter zone for this golf club. If you go to the full-on blue, 110 miles an hour, carries out 272 yards, peaking up as a 43 yards in the air, which is quite up there now. Descent angles at 44 degrees, which is a fraction too much. I like to try and keep everything 40 degrees and under with a driver if possible to maximise the bounce and roll. It's not just carry, but it is bounce and roll, especially this time of year when we're starting to go into summer. In the winter time, you do want as much carry as possible, because in the winter time the ground gets softer and you don't get as much bounce and roll. But yeah, this one's going in a fraction too steep with spin now at 2.538. So fraction too much spin. We saw that in the normal test, but it is a very, very stable head. If you go by the club head data, we've got 80.6, 95.6, 109.3. So I was a fraction short of speed, with the knee being the way it is for the full-on 110 miles an hour. It's a mile an hour or so, so not bad whatsoever. Efficiency is 1.46, 1.45, 1.44. Efficiency is a measure of bang for your buck. How much ball speed do you get for your club head speed? Attack angles within 0.8 of a degree, club pass within a degree or so, face to pass within 0.7 of a degree, very, very small numbers, very, very close indeed. And loft is within 0.7 of a degree between all three data sets, covering between 80 and 110 miles an hour. Of course, we've got the strike on there for you to see as well. If you're someone who prefers the graphical representation to streams of tabular data on the screen, you can pause it there and have a look at exactly all the information just been speaking about, but you can see graphics rather than just streams of data. So to the all-important heat map time, where we have a look at how well this golf club works. We don't hit the middle. We capture the information about the efficiency, how well does it keep ball speed up across the face, and then of course after this one we'll look at the distance factor, the more important distance factor of when you hit it all weird and wonderful parts of the face, how good does this golf club do at keeping the distance up across the face. On the screen you can see this, if I can get everything on the screen I will do, but we have the heat map grid, and we've also got the driver overlay as well. The heat map grid is basically, if you haven't seen this before, you can see at the top you've got ranging from 30 on the left hand side, that is the toe, to minus 30 on the right hand side, that is the heel. We're looking at it as though it's face on, and we've got high, and we've also got low as well, for you can actually see how well this golf club does. The percentages you can see are the percentage drop off of ball speed as you move per millimetre across the face. And as you can see, it's a rather large green blob, and it's not uncommon to see a rather large green blob on modern day drivers, because they're designed to be as fast as they possibly can do, especially low on the face, because you have roll and bulge. As soon as you have roll and bulge, a curved face, there's less loft at the bottom of the golf club, and if you hit it low, you'll get an artificial amount of speed because there is less loft on that. You will increase spin, so that's the key about talking about the distance factor, which we'll look in a sec. If you look at the club overlay, you can see it's not until you go really into the high heels where you start dropping into the red, and the red is 10% or more. And on the toe, it doesn't really go heavy orange, but it is very, very good, this golf club, at keeping ball speed up across weird and wonderful parts of the face. If though you look at the distance factor, and the distance factor map is a much better representation of understanding how a golf club works and how it generates distance. This is the 10K option, so it's supposed to try and keep the golf club as stable as possible. It doesn't always translate into distance though, because we're talking about the difference between an MOI is to stop the golf club twisting and trying to keep the golf ball going where you want it to, but when it comes to how the head works and how much spin it creates or doesn't create, that will depend on the center of gravity of the heads and all different things like this. So we won't go into too much detail when it comes to the technical side. I can do a video on that one if you wish, but you can see on the screen we have the green blob, more so on the overlay that you can see there, but a mighty big lump of orange to red on the heel and also low as well. Now this is very, very common. Not many drivers that I've ever tested have green anywhere near the heel. For any golfer that's hitting their driver off the heel, regardless of what golf club you have, no golf club likes being hit off the heel. And if you can generate your strikes as a miss for high and also toe, then generally speaking, you are going to be more in the butter zone for many, many golf clubs. So this Cobra Max K driver is basically doing pretty well, considering you can see there the size of the green blob in the distance factor, nowhere near as big as the efficiency, but that is normal. And for a driver, this is doing quite well. I have seen drivers with a much smaller green blob. And is this the most forgiving from a point of view of distance factor map that I've ever seen? No, it's not. It definitely does favor golfers that hit slightly high in the face and also slightly toe as well. It doesn't do bad off low strikes, but you can see it doesn't take long before you start losing speed, especially on the heel side. But you can go all the way down to, well, minus 24 millimeters, and that is effectively nearly topping the golf ball. And then you're going to be losing 10% of your distance if you go that low. Now, you saw on camera, I was hitting one there 14 millimeters or so low. So you can go quite low on this golf club and still get away with decent shots. The driver overlay on the left-hand side makes it look a lot worse than really what it is. But you can get away with a good portion of this golf club across the face with decent shots. And as you saw, it is incredibly stable and it is incredibly good at hitting target regardless of what you do when it comes to your poor striking. So as a conclusion to the Cobra Max K, it has to be one of my favorites of the 10K option. It feels, let's go by feel first, looks and feel, it feels one of the nicest 10K drivers that I've ever hit. I have had some shots on this where I would normally have took a hand off because it had been that pad and that poor, but it's been really very, very good. Of course, are you going to lose a little bit of distance when you don't hit the middle? Of course you are, but the stability of the head means that you can hit fairway much more often. Looks wise, it is a very nice looking driver. Cobra have made nice looking drivers now for quite some time. Gone are the days of the funky orange, etc. We are down a much more muted, darker, stealthier look, although we can't call it stealth because another manufacturer has done that one already. But it does look a very, very nice driver. Performance wise, as you saw on camera, guys, it just works brilliantly. If you're not on it, and on days like today when I'm not on it, my face control isn't great, but my striking is a little bit off as well. Absolutely, today I am taking the Max K. One last thing with this Future 33, if you're going to go get fit properly, and I would suggest everyone go get fit properly for their irons, drivers and every piece of equipment in the bag, but if you've got some swing changes to do, because of this Future Fit 33 adapter with 33 different options, it enables the golfers, if you get fit correctly, even if you have swing changes to undertake as going forward through time, and you need to move your dynamic loft, for instance, you're delivering too much dynamic loft or you need to deliver slightly less, etc. The great thing with this new Future Fit 33 with 33 different options, and there is 33 different options, it allows you to keep the same head whilst you're doing your swing changes and keep that cost down. Hope you liked the video. If you did, go on and give it a big old thumbs up. Hit that like button. YouTube likes, so do I. Down there also is a subscribe button. It's free. It is brilliant for the channel if you could subscribe, so thank you. And next to that one is a bell icon. That's a notification bell. If you click that one, that will let you know next time I upload another video. Hope you're well. We'll see you again soon.